Hello my lovely crafty people, and we are back with Junk Journal January, a collaboration project hosted by Lindsay at the Vintage Button and Sandra at Be Happy Stationery, and we're using this beautiful digital kit that was designed by Jeanette at Crafting Dragon Designs and Sandra at Be Happy Stationery. So keeping it simple, day one was just my intentions. Day two was slow, taking time to be creative. Day three was all about being cozy and keeping your loved ones close. So day four is frosted. And to me, the word frosted just is like glitter and snow and icy, and I don't know what I've done with the prompt word. There it is, frosted. So I went through and I did print off the sheets of the cut-outable bits, and I've chosen two that I think show the kind of the snowy, frosty feeling that we're going for. And I cut out this little mouse. Look at his sad little eyes. He's so cold in the snow. And then I cut out this one, which is just snow falling from the tree. And I've just backed them onto other bits of this backing paper from the kit. And that's going to make two tags. What I want to do is I want to put a little bit of frosting on them, so I'm actually going to use my glue pen because I want to really focus where I put the snow. So I'm going to put a little bit of frosting on his head, on his ear, down his back, just on his paw, just so, and then maybe we'll have some on the ground. And I'm just going to glitter. I don't know about you, but whenever I open, I only have to look at glitter and it goes everywhere. So I'm just going to glitter it onto some paper. Just put in quite a sprinkle. You could use glitter glue for this. You don't even have to use glitter. You could use sugar. I have these little tubes of glitter that I picked up. I think I was given them actually. I think they were in an Easter craft kit that I was given. They're just beautiful, like pastel-y coloured glitters. So I'm just going to leave him to dry, and I'm going to pop him to one side. Okay. This tag here I'm going to leave as is because that's the backing tag. So these are like journaling tags, and they could be used to journal on. And then we use this little image last page. So what I'm going to do is I've taken another page and I'm going to create a 3D frosty tree effect that we're going to stick over that one. We're going to have it kind of like sticking out. I'm trying not to cut as much as I would normally because I quite like the rough torn edge effect. Okay, so that's going to just go over that there. But what I've also got is just some tracing paper, some old tracing paper. I'm just going to scrunch up because it will give it kind of like nicer effect. So we're just going to scrunch that up a few times. I'm going to use this to back this onto. Will it fit that way? No. So we're going to back it onto him and I'm going to tear around it. Okay. So where did my big glue stick go? Ooh, try not to lose Mister. I'm going to pop that over there. Woo! Just chuck glitter everywhere. Right. this glued down. And because it's tracing paper, it's going to need quite a large layer of glue, because it is like, it's got like baking paper, non-stick kind of effect to it. So I'm just going to give it a really good layer of glue. I'm going to get a little bit messy with this. So I'm sticking that down in the middle. Whoop. Then I'm going to mix up some quite thin white paint. It's a new one. Have I got one? Hang on, bearing with. I've got one in here. Matte varnish. I've got one in my paint tray. Hang on, I'm just trying to find the white paint. What's that? Black? Let's just use a bit of gesso. Okay. So we've got a bit of gesso, or gesso, whatever you call it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water. Just to thinning it up. Nice brush, doesn't have to be. Just giving it a really good mix. And you could do this with an acrylic marker. You could, yeah, do whatever you really want, really. And then I'm going to add some glitter to... No, I'm not. I'm going to add that later. So using this, I'm just going to splatter on more snow. Make it a little bit more snowy underneath. There you go. Pop that out the way as well. Then I'm going to just sprinkle some glitter over that snow. So you've got that frosted, icy kind of gem. Just give it a little shake. It's covering the paint. That will just enable that to stick on. And then I'm going to leave both of those to dry for a minute or two. And then I'll be back. I've lost the lid to my glue pen, which is typical. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail once this has dried, and we will construct the page. Okay, and we're back, and the pages and the little card, look how cute it is, have pretty much dried. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tear around a frosted image. So we've got like a scrappy background. It's almost like you're mounting your work. Come on. Along the bottom. It is almost right. It's not quite, but it is almost. So as I said in the previous videos, I am trying to keep these quite simple, but still creating different effects using things that I have. And I do have glitter and I do have washi tape. So let's use some of it up. So to glue this onto this page, so that's going to go on there, which will give us that kind of 3D effect, which I think is quite cute. I'm actually, I'm actually going to use the glue pen because it is PVA and I just think it'll stick better. So I'm just going to run a bit round the edges and a little squiddle in the middle, and going to cover that part of the page, just sticking it down around the edges. I'm not too fussed if it's not tightly stuck down. I want it to lift in places, but I also want that kind of frosted feel. And it doesn't really matter that I've covered up the image in the corner, because I'm going to use that hedgehog elsewhere, and I'm still using part of the kit to create this page. So it's almost like one big massive design team project where I'm just using this kit to journal. And as I said, I wanted to try and include bits and bobs that would create journal space. So by using these cards with space on the back, I'm creating that journal space for thoughts and ideas. Now, I've been sitting here racking my brain with a kind of frosted quote. Like, you could be the frosting on someone else's cake. Which kind of gives the wrong message, I think. So I will, when I come up with a quote, I might even do a little bit of Googling. Kind of a frosty themed inspirational quote. Or if you can think of one, pop it in the comments below. I will add my quote at a later point. So I'm just using this sparkly, frosty feeling tape. And if you want some more inspiration, check out the playlist on Be Happy Stationery's YouTube page, but also Lindsey from the Vintage Button is posting videos, not every day, but today particularly is one that she is posting, and for the life of me I can't remember the other lady, but if you watch Lindsey's, she will highlight the other YouTuber. So throughout Junk Journal January, there's a group of us who have split the prompts between us. Some of us are doing more than one, some of us are doing every day. So there are lots of videos. If you go on to Be Happy Stationery's Ko-fi shop, you will find a list of all the contributors and the different days that they're doing. My first specific day that I'm doing is Snowflakes, which is day 7. But yeah, so enjoy and just keep it simple. And I will add a little frosty quote when I find one, but I need a little bit of time to Google that. So I'm just going to leave that now to dry completely. And that's day 4 done. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow for day 5.